It's Destiny here again, and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and start working with grabbing one single to-do. That's pretty much going to be the to-do detail view. So all we need to do is just pass in ID of the user that owns the to-do and the ID of the to-do that we want to grab. And we're going to write a simple query to go ahead and get this to-do for us from the database. That's what we're going to be doing in this video. Do make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing, as it really means the world to me. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up my code editor. And remember, we worked on this in the last video. We're going to be doing something similar but quite different. All right. So I'm going to create a new one. We're going to call this one to do detail view. Now, instead of inheriting from list create, what we are trying to do is grab one to do, right? So this one should be gotten from retrieve. You can use retrieve, update, destroy. It's up to you. All right. Let's just use retrieve, update, destroy API view. So with just this one view, all right, there is an issue. We actually need to inherit from generics.dar. All right, this should work now. So with just this one thing that will pass in here, we're going to be able to grab one to do. We're going to be able to update that to do, maybe mark it as complete. And we're also going to be able to delete that same to do. Don't worry, I'll show you guys how all this works. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is pass in the serializer class that we're going to be using. It's just similar to this one. Pass it in. Now you might be like, okay, why am I not passing in a query set this time around? That's because when you pass in a query set, you are telling the view to actually grab all the to-dos from the database. But when you don't pass in a query set, then your application is going to be like, okay, maybe he or she want to get one to do. All right, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to retrieve one to do now. So what we need to do is go ahead and override the object method. So override the get object method. I'm going to pass in self in there. And the first thing that we're going to be needing is the user ID. So user ID should be equal to what? Self.quags. And in here, I'm just going to call it user ID too. But I said you could call it whatever you want. All right. So call it user ID, and I need another one. That one is going to be called to do ID. All right. So the first thing that we're going to get is the user. So I'm going to say this should be user.objects.get, and we're going to say ID should be equal to what? User ID. I explained this in the last tutorial. Hopefully you understand. Now in this one also, I'm going to go ahead and grab a to do. So I'm going to say to do should be equal to what? To do.objects.get. So this time around, we are using get and not filter. Whenever you use filter, you are telling Django, hey Django, I want you to grab all the to-do that's in the database and filter it by whatever we passed in here. But whenever you use get, you're telling Django, hey Django, go into the database and get me one to-do that match the query that we passed in here. So what is the query that we're going to pass in here? We're simply going to say ID should be equal to what? To-do ID. And also what else? User should be equal to what? User. So this user and ID are fields that you can find in the to-do. There you go, user. But you cannot find the ID. That's because it's a hidden field. But when you scroll down here in the, okay, I don't think that it should be somewhere here, right? There you go. This is it. There you go. That's it. So that's a field that exists in the to-do model. User also exists in the to-do model. To-do ID is pretty much whatever we pass into the URL over here. And also user equal to user is pretty much this user that we grabbed from the number that we passed in here in the URL. Hopefully you understand. Hopefully I'm not confusing you. So that's it. What we just need to do is just go ahead and return to do. As simple as that. Hopefully you understand it. And after we've done that, I think that's pretty much what we want to do. Let's just go ahead and define a URL for this. You can duplicate this. It's up to you. Or I'm not going to duplicate it. I'm just going to type it out so you guys understand. And I'm just going to say to do dash detail. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to use to do dash detail. And the first one that we have over there is what? The first one is user ID. So I'm going to grab that and put it in here at the slash, open up another angle bracket. The second one is to do ID. There you go. I'm also going to grab that, put it in here at the slash. Now outside the semicolon, I'm simply going to do views.todo detail. Views.todo. Okay, yeah, we need to add a comma over here. That's the issue. So to do detail view dot as underscore view, as simple as that. And let's go ahead and run this code now and see what we have. So our Django project is spinning up. Now the first thing that we need to do is just go ahead and pass in to do detail slash. The first thing that it needs is what the user ID. So what user do we want to grab? We want to grab Destiny. And what to do we want to grab? We want to grab the first to do that he has, and we hit enter on our keyboard. Now what do you notice? We grab the first to do called buy milk, as simple as that. So this is over here, buy milk. If you hover on this, take a close look down here, then you're gonna see that it has admin slash API slash to do slash one. If you also open this up, take a close look at the URL over here. There you go, one. So if for any reason I pass in two, this is gonna get the second to do. That's pretty much what we're doing over here. For any reason I pass into now, it should throw an error here because the second to do belongs to Sammy. All right, there you go. This is working now. It belongs to Sammy, but the third to do belongs to Destiny, and Destiny is ID number one. Third to do is ID number three. And okay, I think no to do like that actually exists. Let's actually see the ID for that one. All right, that is ID number four. I guess I deleted it to do previously. There you go. It's working perfectly well. So right now we can grab one single to do based on the user that's trying to access the to do, and hopefully you guys understand. So let me run through this code one more time and we should be done. I defined the class to do detail view. You could call this whatever you want. Then I inherited from generics.retrieve update destroy API view. For now, we're not going to see the perfect way that this works till we start working with React. All right, I'm going to show you guys. And after we've done this, we pretty much told Django that this is the serializer that this view should interact with. And after that, we override the default get object. Now you might be like, okay, why did we override the default get query set over here, and in this one we did get object? So let me explain. Query set pretty much means Django grab everything that's in the database. An object pretty much means Django gets one thing from the database. So if you're trying to get just one thing, then you should not try overriding, you should not try querying all the whole database. Simply override the get object. If what you want to get is like all the to-dos in database, use the get query set. Hopefully you understand. And after that, we pretty much passed in URL parameters that will be passed in here. I've explained this in the last video. Hopefully you still understand. And after that, finally, I passed in user should be equal to user.objects.get, to do should be equal to do the objects.get, and we grabbed it and finally returned to do. As simple as that. Then we defined the URL over here and we tested it out here and everything was working perfectly well. That's pretty much it for the video. Hopefully you understand. If for any reason you don't understand, do make sure to drop a comment in the comment section below and I'll be there to help debug your question. All right. So also drop a like on this video as it really means the world to me, and also check out the links in the description below and also the courses as they would get you up to become a better Django developer. And until the next video, mad love, peace out.